Very pleased to say Terry, Robert, Bindi with us all now. Good morning to you all.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for having us.
How's life treating you all?
Crikey!
Busy.
It's awesome. Oh, absolutely. Every day is so exciting in Australia Zoo, and with the conservation work that we do worldwide, it's never a dull moment, that's for sure.
Tell us a little bit about the work at Australia Zoo, because people will be so familiar with your dad, of course, from the TV series, very fond memories of him. I just wonder, for you guys, and we'll talk to you in a moment, Terry, for his children, has it been sort of cathartic in a way to be carrying on this sort of work that he was involved in, because you're both very young when the accident happened?
Yeah, for us it's so lovely because I feel like Dad is with us every day when we're doing our work at Australia Zoo. We have our non-profit organisations, Wildlife Warriors, and we have conservation projects all over the world. We have a wildlife hospital that's rescued and rehabilitated over 78,000 sick, injured, orphaned animals, and we are so lucky to get to carry on in Dad's footsteps, and it's what we love to do.
This new television series, Crikey, It's the Irwins. This is the first time the family has been together since the Crocodile Hunter series, is that correct?
We've been waiting a long time to be back with Animal Planet. We've all stayed good friends, like family, and now that the show's starting back up again, it's kind of giving everyone not only the opportunity to see how Australia Zoo and all these conservation projects have grown, but also to reflect back on Steve. So we'll be doing sneak peeks back to what Steve had been doing, and see Steve feeding a crocodile, and then today Robert feeding a croc, and it's just really heartwarming.
Now, I've got to ask, I understand there is a crocodile named Charlie.
There is! Charlie the crocodile.
Can we talk about Charlie?
Charlie is one of our most dangerous crocodiles. Honestly, he's so incredible. He can come vertically out of the water nearly his entire body length, and that's to help him grab food. He can grab a fruit bat mid-air. It's incredible, and he's such a cool croc. You have to come visit Charlie.
And how close do you get to Charlie the crocodile?
Well, you do get quite close to him, definitely, especially like when you're working in his enclosure, feeding him, you can get really close. But you know what he hates? He hates when you mow the lawn. When you mow the lawn in his enclosure, he'll actually strike out of the water and try to grab the lawnmower. A lot of the crocodiles at the zoo do that. He's just...
Really?
He's very grumpy, yeah. But he's a cool croc. He's great.
Well, you could be saying something that's just not true at all, but is that true?
It is, yeah.
Really,
absolutely.
doesn't like... Can I ask you one other thing, just about the zoos? As time has gone by, you'll be well aware of this, because I know you've emphasised conservation work you're all involved in. People have got more and more cautious about the notion of a zoo, where animals are held in captivity. Just talk us through that now, and how that sits with how people think about wildlife now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think zoos now... a lot of people, there's this kind of different viewpoint on zoos, but I think a zoo that is really doing the right thing by their animals, if they're giving them big spaces, if they can really give them an enriched lifestyle, then for an animal it's actually even better than being in the wild. I mean, you're not worried about struggling for survival every day, but really the reason why zoos exist are to showcase wildlife and really provide this conservation aspect. A good zoo not only shows wildlife in an enclosure, but also has conservation programs in the wild, and it's the only way really for people to connect with our natural world.
There's the flip side, though, isn't there? That, you know, and this country, and I'm sure you're aware of Blue Planet and David Attenborough's work, isn't it better to see these in their natural habitat? That's what people say, rather than in a false enclosure or in a false environment.
You know, it's a really good point that we want to see wildlife in the wild, but I don't know how many people have the opportunity to go to Africa and see rhinos and giraffes, or if they get to go to Australia and see koalas. So the idea is, in a zoological facility, we've got to have the animals' needs come first. At Australia Zoo, it's more like a resort for wildlife. The rhinos are on 30 acres. The koalas are free-ranging in big areas of trees. And that's the idea of the future of the zoos. Now, when you have zoos that aren't doing the right thing, it's like any industry that isn't doing the right thing. But together, we can support each other and make sure the zoos of tomorrow are better.
We have the happiest animals in the whole wide world. Honestly, I just visited. We had a brand new baby giraffe born, and her name is Sophie. And I just went in to go and spend time with her and play with her, and she came down down and put her face on my nose, and she was just squishing her face into my face, and it was the most beautiful thing.
See, I can imagine how you could tell with something like a giraffe that it's happy. With a crocodile, how can you tell if a crocodile's happy? What are the key signs?
Well, Charlie's trying to kill you.
Yeah,
so that's a good sign.
Does that mean he's happy or unhappy?
He's having a good day. He's having a good day.
Okay.
And
Totally.
that is a really good point in that you want to make sure your animals are responding healthy and happy. And when we showcase Crikey, It's the Irwins, you'll kind of feel like you're on the journey with us.
Can I get a quick thought from you guys on Billy? No, what's his name? Benny the beluga
Benny the whale.
Benny the beluga
You may have seen the beluga whale.
Benjamin.
Benjamin.
What do you think should be done? Because so many people are fascinated by him being in the Thames at the moment. And,
Sure.
But obviously concerned. This is Benny here. So it says to be swimming strongly at the moment. What are your thoughts on him?
Well, there's two approaches. One is to leave Benny alone and hope he finds his way home. One is to help Benny. Helping Benny could be so stressful that it is counterproductive to his health. So that's a decision that would have to be made after spending some time evaluating his health and how he's acting. And he seems to me to be swimming healthy and strong. There's no head tilt, there's no listing. He doesn't seem unhappy. I think maybe he just wanted to come see what it was like here.
He's just in the wrong place.
I'm having a good time in England,
It's
so
true.
I get it. I would leave the Arctic to come hang out here. So hopefully Benny will get home, but he's a beautiful beluga, and they are interesting because they're actually in the dolphin family. They have vertebrae in their neck, so they can actually look at you, and no dorsal fin, so they can function better under the ice.
They're like little marshmallows. They're
They're
just adorable.
spectacular.
They are the best.
And their head's squishy.
It's true.
So they're I'm hoping little squishy-headed Benjamin, as his full name, as his mother would call him, will be able to head home.
We will keep an eye on it. There's been no sightings, as I understand it, this morning, so maybe he's gone already. Here's hoping.
Yes.
Lovely to see you all here
Thank
today.
you.
Thank you
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
So, Crikey, It's the Irwin starts on Animal Planet at the end of October. Exclamation mark there as well.
Crikey. Always get that in.